Well, good evening, everyone, on this super sunny, super warm Wednesday evening. I hope you've all had a chance to get out today to enjoy some of this beautiful weather. My name is Christine Hall, and I'm the founder of the 100 Women Who Care Mississauga chapter. And tonight is our info session for this spring, although it does feel like summer. I'm going to go ahead and share our agenda. Tonight, we're going to introduce you to the team, and I think we have about half of the steering team here this evening, so you'll get to meet them. We'll talk about who we are and how it works. I know I see a couple of new faces here, so this will be some good information to go over for you. We'll also discuss membership for anyone who might be listening to this recording at a later date, talk about how to become a member, and share a little bit about our sponsorship opportunities. We have set goals for ourselves. Last year was our very first year. We just passed our 1-year anniversary. And so we'll show you our 2021 goal and our actual numbers, and then share with you our 2022 goals. I will also give you an update on our March Giving Circle winner. And then we're going to hear from one of our team members talking about the nominations process. If you ladies could mute yourselves, that'd be wonderful. Talk about the nominations process, the vetting process, and some key dates. And then we have a couple other little things we'll share with you before we open it up to Q&A, and we will be done by, for sure, 8:30 this evening. All right. So again, my name is Christine Hall. I'm the founder of the 100 Women Who Care. Our chapter launched back in April of 2021, so just celebrating 1 year. We had a wonderful team of women help us out, and we still have a really great, strong team here with us this year. So I'll just introduce Aimee Eppel, who is actually on the call tonight and will be sharing a little bit. I will also point out that Aimee is the developer and designer of our gorgeous website. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, definitely do. And if you are looking to get a quote on revamping your website, definitely talk to Aimee. Elizabeth LaPointe is not here with us this evening, but she is the treasurer of our chapter. Hilda Rodgers, who also could not be here this evening. She is one of our executive lead sponsors, as well as a member of the sponsorship committee, and does a whole bunch of other things for our chapter. We have Linsey, who is not here. She is back home for the first time in a few years, actually, visiting her family in Scotland. Louise is on the call with us tonight, and Linsey and Louise are both Scottish, and it's so awesome that they could connect here in our group, and they make up our logistics team. So thanks to those two ladies. Manpreet is on the call this evening, and she'll be sharing our goals, and she does some work in with the recruitment and also with our social media. Maria, also not here this evening. She's in Colombia. Wonderful 3-month stay in Colombia, and she does work on all of our graphics and helps out with our social media. Mirella is not here this evening, but she is also a member of the sponsorship committee, and her and Hilda have done a great job in securing sponsors. Some of our categories are actually full, so you'll hear that later on tonight when you hear from Ritu, who is our next team member. Ritu is a part of our executive, and she works on the vetting committee with myself and Xanthe, and she'll be talking tonight about sponsorship. Vibha is also a member of the communications team, and she was able to help us secure a spot in an article, in a magazine for an article that was written by another communications team member, Xanthe LeBlanc, who's next there on the bottom row there in the corner. Xanthe is kind of a lot of everything, right? Xanthe, you've got your hands in lots of little pies, but overall, Xanthe helps us with communication, editing, website copy. She's my go-to girl when I'm like, oh, I'm seeing double. Can you read this email or this posting that we're putting out? So that is the team, and I just wanted to say thank you so very much to all of these very dedicated, very special women who volunteer their time to keep our chapter running smoothly. Thank you, ladies. So now we're going to hear from Aimee. Aimee, if you want to give us a wave, where are you?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me, Christine?
Yeah, can hear you great.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to introduce to those folks who are new here a little bit about the chapter. As Christine mentioned, my name is Aimee. I'm on the steering team. Last year, I was an executive lead sponsor, and I also designed the website for the chapter. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. I do also have to apologize. You might hear my son. What was that?
No, I'm just going to mute people. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. I just heard my son yelling in the background, I have a poo, I have a poo. So if you hear that going on, my husband is on hand. So I hope that doesn't interrupt us today. But anyways, he's 2 years old, just so you're aware. He's not a teenager. Anyways, okay, who we are, what do we do? So it's really simple, but very powerful. We meet a couple times a year. Our specific chapter meets 3 times a year for 1 hour. And during that 1 hour, there's a charity nominated in advance. During that 1 hour, we choose the charity that we're going to donate our funds to. Each member of our group, 100 women, contribute $100 each, and therefore $10,000 is donated in that night. So if we're meeting 3 times a year, that's $30,000 for the year, and collectively it's only $300 a person, but collectively it's a big chunk of change that we are contributing towards our community. Our next Giving Circle meeting is happening on June 8th, and we hope that some of you here today will be able to join our group and get us to that 100 women. We're almost there, and I'll get into that in our next slide. And this group is really open to any women who live in the Mississauga community, who are committed to community service. There are over 700 chapters worldwide, and so you're part of a much bigger community, but you really are making a difference. It's also for those women who, like me, don't have a ton of extra time or resources. It's not a huge time commitment. It's not a huge financial commitment, but again, it's the collective. And when we come together, we really can make a difference. So how it works is that members nominate local charities, and for the Giving Circle meeting, which happens again 3 times a year, there are 3 charities chosen to present at that Giving Circle meeting. During that meeting, in that 1 hour, we collectively choose by a plurality vote who sort of wins for that night and who gets the opportunity to receive the money for that Giving Circle. We all vote, and the charity with the most votes gets that donation.
Awesome. Let me move that ahead for you.
Thanks so much. So at the moment, it is the 100 Women Who Care Mississauga chapter, but at the moment we have 88 contributing members. A couple of those are teams. So if that is something you're interested in, you can join, up with a friend or a couple of friends and join as a team. That makes it even more affordable, although it is already quite affordable for most of us. And our goal this year is to get to 100 members. Mm-hmm. That is the goal. If we get over 100 members, super awesome. But at the moment, we're aiming for that 100, that true 100. So if you are committed to helping others in our community, but don't have, a ton of time, this is a great opportunity for you. We also have an understanding with the charities that we are donating to that 100% of our donations will go directly to those local charities. And if you want to be a part of a really powerful group of incredible, local, like-minded women, then please join us.
Woohoo! All right, we'll move ahead.
Okay, so it really is quite simple. When you do join the 100 Women Who Care Mississauga chapter, you are making a commitment to contribute $300 that year, 100 for the winter, 100 for the spring, 100 in the fall. Even if you show up on the Giving Circle night and the charity you vote for is not ultimately the one that receives the most votes, you're still contributing your funds, whether or not your charity received the most votes, but it's all going to a good cause. And I do believe that those charities still stay in the running for the future, so they can always be voted on and possibly chosen in the future. If you're unable to actually like physically show up to that Giving Circle meeting on the night that we have it, you can, arrange for a payment through one of our steering team members. You can send a check in advance. We might, be able to arrange an e-transfer to one of the steering team members. There's ways we can organize it and get around that if you have another commitment on that particular night. And as I mentioned before, this is mostly open for individuals, but you can also join as a team of 2 or a team of 4 if you prefer.
Awesome.
So as I mentioned before, currently we have a list of 88 members, and you can see, I think there's 4 people in this group who are in a team. Otherwise, it's all individuals. So you are a part of a very powerful group of women, not just here in Mississauga, but globally. And it really does, for me personally, I feel quite proud and happy to be part of such an elite group of women. And I really do feel like we're making a difference in our local community. So would love to have you join us.
Awesome. Thank you, Aimee. So yes, as Aimee was saying, we do have 92 members, but we have 4 teams of 2. So that means 88 contributors. So thanks so much. If you are listening to the replay, or if you're sharing this with a friend, it's very easy to sign up. You would just go to 100 Women Who Care, Mississauga.com, to the membership page, and there's a red button to join. There's a couple of red buttons, actually. Join as an individual, join as a team of 2, join as a team of 4, as Aimee said. So visit our website or share that website URL with your friends. Okay, now we're going to hear from Ritu, and she's just going to share briefly about the sponsorship opportunity and acknowledge some of our really amazing sponsors that we have in our community. Ritu, where are you?
Right here. Thank you so much, Christine. I really appreciate that. I'm really thrilled to talk about the sponsorship opportunities that are here for our community. So if we can move to the slide, then I can certainly talk about that. 100% of our donations are all to the local charity that is selected on the night of the Giving Circle. So the sponsorship opportunities helps strictly with all the costs to run this very successful first year of our organization. The sponsorship opportunities range anywhere from $100 to $1,000, and the benefits are from social media shoutouts to a vendor table at our in-person event, at the Giving Circle event, as well as a 1-minute speaking opportunity depending on the sponsorship that you have selected or are part of. If I've missed anything, Christine, anyone, please feel free to jump in. And moving on, I would love to touch on some of our current sponsors for this year coming up. Our exclusive lead sponsor is Kelly Ross from Ross Professional Corporation and Hilda Rodgers from Overwhelmed to Organized, and these are our $1,000 sponsors this year.
And we have actually 1 spot available. If you know of a corporation, a company, or an individual who is looking to support a group, we do have 1 spot left in this level. Go ahead, Ritu.
Our lead sponsors, one of them is my organization, the Greater Toronto Executive Centre. The lead sponsors are contributing $500 sponsorships. So it's including Greater Toronto Executive Centre, Vula Pantelis from Amona, Canada, from Pratna Sabapathy from Custom Embroids and Promos. Very thrilled to have them on board along with myself for the $500 sponsorship.
Yes, and Ritu, I'll just say congratulations to you and to Greater Toronto Executive Centre. I read on social media today that you won a Business Excellence Award. So high five, G Tech.
Appreciate it. Our next level of sponsorships are community partners, which are $300 sponsorships, starting with Susie Bain of Alpha Discovery Kids Preschool and Daycare, Jaswinder Lamba from New Age Physio, Pam Pabla from Pam Pabla Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., Mirella Canavan from Canavan Real Estate Group, as well as Victoria Sluzarzik from RBC Mortgage Specialist. Christine, are there any other opportunities left for this sponsorship, or are we
no, our 500 level sponsorship and our 300 level sponsorship are fully sold out. We have only 3 and 5 spots available in those categories. Thank you, Ritu, for asking.
So appreciate that. Yes, And our next level is the Friend of the Circle sponsorship, which is a $100 sponsorship opportunity. We have Toby Blake from Above All Admin Support Services, Melora Parker from Port Credit Hypnosis, Renu Arora from Heal From Your Past, Vinny Coluccio from Vinny Rose Designs, as well as yours truly, Christine Hull, our founder here from Mob Network.
Awesome. And we do have a sponsorship form filled out from Louise for her company called Super Scientists. And I didn't get the information, so it didn't make it to the slide, but shout out to Louise from Super Scientists. She's also a Friend of the Circle sponsor this year. And we do have many opportunities for those companies that you might know who would like to provide sponsorship at this level. And one of the great things is, if I might add, that you get your logo on our website and you get your link on our website, which creates a backlink for you, which if you have a website, you know you want those. You know you want backlinks. All right, Ritu.
And finally, we have our in-kind sponsors. Thank you to our donors here. Aimee Eppel from Clean Forest Consulting, who, as you heard from Christine earlier, took care of and developed our website, which is absolutely fantastic, as well as Christine Hull from Christine Hull and Associates. Thank you so much, Christine.
Yes, so in-kind sponsorships are when you donate something. So Aimee has is ongoing with development on areas on our website. And then I donated the hosting package for our website as well. So if at times you might want to donate something for a particular giving circle, like the coffee or the cookies, that would be an in-kind sponsorship. And you would get a shout out at that giving circle, or that, like this here, information session leading up to the giving circle. All right. Thank you, Ritu. Okay, now we're going to hear from Manpreet, who's going to share a recap of our goals for 2021 and then for 2022. Go ahead, Manpreet.
Yeah, thanks, Christine. It's my pleasure to be speaking and honor to speak just a few slides. As no, I love nonprofits. So when they said, so I've been part of it. So this is the recap of what we were. So our aim for 2021 was to reach 100. And by June, first giving circle, we had 91. And of course, by 10, so it should have been 10,000. We were able to raise 9,100, which is quite commendable. Like, you know, we were just a little bit short. And the goal for by December was to raise 20,000, but we were able to raise 18,000, just 18,100, just a little bit short, right? So this year, as I said, Christine said we are part of it, so we should be able to reach that goal. So this year's goal, giving circle goal.
Yeah, I'll just share with the group, Manpreet, that before we even hit our 1 year anniversary, ladies.
Yeah, we were able to, yes.
We hit $25,000. We actually had collectively donated $25,000 before we hit our first year. That's awesome. Year.
Yeah, that's awesome, because this is this year's circle too, right? March circle.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird because the first year was like April to April, opposed to a calendar year.
Jan to December, yeah. So the 2022 goal is to donate 30,000, because we are supposed to have 3 circles. Yeah. So November is 30,000, and June 20,000, March 10,000. So the March 10,000, we were able to raise 2,800. I'm sorry, my call is coming. I'm so sorry. It just comes on my here. So March 2020 giving circle, we had 8,500, right? We reached out, and now we'll have our new coming June circle on June 8th. So we aim to reach 10,000. So we encourage everyone to, you know, bring, so that we have 100 women, so that we can reach our goal. And number 2022 should be 10,000. So this year we should be able to do 30,000, and maybe by next April more. Right, so we should be able to do that. Back to you now. Christine will give you March 2022 Give You Circle winner. Thanks, Christine.
Awesome. Thank you, Manpreet. Yes, we do have set our sights high on that 30,000 per year goal, and we'll just keep going and reaching out, and hopefully we'll get more wonderful women to join this community. This slide is just to give you a quick recap that back on April the 1st, we were able to present to Heart House Hospice, who was the March winner, their check for $8,500. And Heart House Hospice was using the funds to create boxes for their hug program. These boxes, and HUG stands for Help Us Understand Grief. These boxes contained items inside that help youth and children deal with the loss of a loved one, or help them learn how to live with a parent or a sibling who has a terminal illness. And when we were there having our picture taken, we were inside first. The hall was lined up with all of these boxes. They're bigger than a shoebox, but just to give you an idea, they have like workbooks and other products, educational content inside to help the children. But they were lined up along the wall. And we were also told when we had this photo taken that some of the funds were going to be used towards their in-house library. So for a few years, they weren't able to have anyone come into the center. Like everyone else, we were doing things through Zoom. So they just reopened in early this year, and they decided to set up a little library. So they bought a series of workbooks and other books to help with children who were in the waiting room or seeing counselors. So very good feeling there. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you to everyone who contributed in March. All right, so now we're going to hand it over to Xanthe. Well, Xanthe, you are on mute, I believe.
Yes, I am. Okay, so how does a giving circle work? Our next giving circle is Wednesday, June 8th from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And it's our first in-person giving circle, yay! And it's going to be at the Irish Club of Mississauga. You can register for that on the website. Leading up to the giving circle, members nominate charities, Mississauga-based charities that have an immediate and specific need. The charities are vetted against our chapter guidelines, which are posted on the website as well. And charities that have passed through the vetting procedure are elected to present at the Giving Circle meeting. The people attending the meeting are members and their guests. We always encourage people to bring guests. Guests are not allowed to vote for the charities that night. However, they would need to become a member in order to be able to vote, as well as the 3 charities who will be presenting their needs to the group that night. Each charity is given 5 minutes for their presentation, and then there's a 3-minute Q&A. And after everybody has presented, the members vote right there on the spot. So we know that night who will be receiving the collective donation. The charity who gets the most of the most votes gets the entire collective donation. Each member will then either write a check or e-transfer or deposit on the charity's website. It depends on how that charity has their donations set up, but everything will be done by the members on that night.
Excellent. And just a reminder that, you know, our goal is to have 100 members to make it $10,000 donation. We're currently at 88, so that's what looks like will be our donation in June, 8,800. Hopefully, again, we can share more with friends and family and have more members join us. But go ahead, Xanthe, with the nomination process.
Okay, so members who are in good standing, which means members that have made all of the donations to date, are allowed to nominate local Mississauga charities. In order to be eligible, the charity must be Canadian. It must be based in Mississauga and serve the Mississauga community. It must have a charitable registration number assigned to that specific charity. They must issue tax receipts for each individual donation. They must have an immediate and specific need. They must ensure that 100% of our donation be applied to the need in question, because the goal is to solve a problem with that one donation. And they must agree not to add donors to their email lists. So the key dates for our second quarter, we are currently taking nominations, and the nominations, the nomination process closed. Well, Christine, you've gone too far.
Sorry, you got me excited there.
It closes Monday, May 16th. Charity vetting begins May 17th, and the random selection of the vetted charities will be on May 30th. The giving circle will then be on Wednesday, June 8th at 7:30 p.m. And another key date to remember is the November 9th fall giving circle meeting.
So Xanthe, if I might just add, we have this third bullet point that says a random selection of the vetted charities.
Yes.
So just really quick, what I'll share with you ladies is that currently we have 7 charities nominated. What happens is these 7 charities, once they go through the first vetting stage, they'll be asked to then apply, and they have to fill out an application form. And then we review the application form again to make sure that all of the information is correct and meets the criteria. Now, let's say we have 7 applications that come back, and we have 7 charities that, yes, have made it through that second round. It's then at the point where we have to decide, well, who gets to speak? Who are the 3 charities? And that's when we do the random selection. And we do that using the wheel of names, just for those of you who are new and haven't seen that process before.
And another point is that if a charity is nominated by more than 1 member, they get their name on the wheel randomizer for as many nominations as they have. So right now, for instance, Vita Center has 2 nominations. If they make it through the vetting process, they will have 2 spots on the wheel. So even if your charity has already been nominated, nominate it again to give them a better chance of being selected. Okay, so the current nominations are that we've received to date: Abbey Cat Adoptions, Armagh House, Breakfast with Santa, Compass Food Bank, Jake's House, Vita Center, and Lady Baller Camp. And these are all charities that have been nominated before. Sorry, Christine, you were going to say something?
I was just going to say most of these charities actually have 2 nominations.
Yeah. So if you'd like to nominate your favorite charity, again, nominations close May 16th. Vetting starts May 17th. The random selection will be on May 30th, and the charities will be announced. The 3 selected charities will be announced on May 31st.
Yes, because what we do is once they've sent in their application, we put them in the wheel, and then we can determine who the winning charity is. We notify them to make sure that they are able to send a representative on the 8th, or else we go back, because it is a requirement that they present to us. They get 5 minutes to share their pitch, their need. All right, Xanthe, I should go ahead?
Yes, yes.
Excellent. So thank you, Xanthe.
So we're also doing an in-person social gathering now that we can do that, because we while our chapter does good within the community, we want to foster a sense of community within our 100 Women Who Care Mississauga community. We want the members to get to know each other and to feel a sense of pride and sisterhood with the other members. So we are doing a social happy hour meet and greet on Wednesday, May 25th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at Social Eatery in Meadowvale Town Center. There are details on the Facebook page. There is an event set up. So if you'd like to go to that, you can go to the 100 Women Who Care Mississauga Facebook page and respond to the event there. You can also message me if you have any questions. And yeah, we'll have some drinks and some appetizers. We 100 Women Who Care will be providing soft drinks, but there is a full bar. So if you'd like to have a glass of wine or a beer while you're socializing, you are more than welcome to do that. And now Vibha is going to take us through another new feature that we have started over the last couple of months.
You're still on mute, Vibha.
Good evening. We have member spotlight. So there are many reasons to be involved with the community organizations like 100 Women Who Care Mississauga, and we asked our wonderful members to introduce themselves and share reasons they joined us and how membership has touched them. So we have
we share this information on social media and on our website. So I'm just going to click this link and take you over to the website. And let's just see if we can get there. 1 second. You might lose me for a second, and then I'll just share and reshare, unshare and reshare. So can you see the Member Spotlight web page on our website? Awesome.
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. So Vibha, did you want to add anything else here, or?
it's so exciting to introduce them, and we get to know each other through what we are doing, and we get to meet amazing ladies. We have beautiful ladies in the mob, and they're so giving and caring for each other. This is a great association, Mississauga Women's Business Women's Club.
So if you are interested in sharing why you joined the 100 Women Who Care Mississauga chapter, we would love to hear from you. And it's simple. You fill out a form, you share a few lines as to why you decided to join or what you like about the group. If you have a business, then we also include your business information on the website. Any member is welcome to share. Not only do we put that here on our website, but we will also share that, and we have shared that on our social media pages. So let me see if I will share the link in a couple of minutes in the chat box for anyone who might be interested in sharing their feedback and reason why they've joined. Okay, I just have to find that, but I don't want to hold up the slide, the rest of the presentation. Sorry, I stopped the share. Let me get back to that. Where were we? Okay, now I can't find the presentation. They see there's 4 questions in the chat box. Can someone just check out the chat box while I fumble my way back to the Zoom window, please? I'm not sure why I have lost it.
Ritu apologized for her sound issues, but that was perfectly fine, Ritu.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I just turned my volume up and then I heard you, Ritu, so you were great. No worries at all.
Thank you.
So I am at a loss right now as to where we are. Where the slide deck went. My apologies. The last slide was just sharing a reminder. Yes, gosh, guys. There we go. I found it again.
But it's not sharing.
Oh, is it not sharing? Okay.
Not sharing.
Yeah, sometimes when I flip around too much, that's what happens. Okay, perfect. So
Okay.
as I was saying, I will definitely post in the chat box the link for anyone who wishes to share why they've joined the 100 Women and what the reason is, or what it is that they love about being a part of this community. And when you share that information, as I said, we share it on social media and on our website. Okay. And the last slide we have is for those of you who are new, either on the call this evening, please feel free to ask any questions, or if you're watching this replay, definitely ask us any questions you'd like through our website or through our social media channels, or you can always send an email to info@100womenwhocaremississauga.com. We hope you've enjoyed the presentation this evening, and we would love for you to join us if you're not already a member. We are so excited about being able to help our community and make a big impact by contributing a small amount every quarter or 3 quarters for the year. Ladies, if you have any questions, now's the time where you can unmute yourself and come on and certainly ask your questions. And I'll just point out to you that we do share quite regularly, sometimes more than once a day, on our social media platforms. Our preferred platform, the one where we're going to have the most up-to-date information, is our Facebook platform, but we also share on Instagram, LinkedIn. We also have a Google My Business page account, and we share through our email. As we are leading up to a Giving Circle meeting, the emails will come out much more frequently. And then I'll also point out that once a quarter, we do send out some kind of snail mail item. And I'm just going to hit stop share here and go full screen. I don't know if you can see this. We just recently sent out a postcard with key dates and important dates on the back of the postcard. So hopefully you all received that in the mail. That was sent out about 10 days ago. So if you did not receive it, it could still be in the mail, but you could also, if you didn't receive it, just follow up with us to make sure we have the correct or the most up-to-date address for you. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about how the Giving Circle works, how the chapter runs, anything, sponsorship, membership, spotlight? We're here to answer your questions.
I have a question.
Sure, who's speaking?
It's Rosa.
Oh, hi, Rosa.
Hi. No, just you were saying about May 25th regarding Meadowvale Town Center. So do we just show up, or do we, because I went on the website and there was nothing on the website for it?
So yeah, so we just finalized all the details with the social eatery, and we just created a Facebook event today on the Facebook page. But yes, we'll be adding that as an event on our chapter's website tomorrow, as soon as I can get to it. But yeah, the Facebook event is there right now. It just got set up this afternoon. So the next time we do send out a correspondence about that through email, we'll also provide the link for you. Up until today, we didn't have a link quite yet because we were still finalizing the details with the I guess management at the restaurant.
The Facebook event, just responding, going to the Facebook event will be the easiest way to respond. And, you know, you're welcome to post any questions or comments that you have in the comment thread for the event. And by all means, invite friends to come along so they can, you know, get to meet the group and learn more about us.
Yeah.
And become members of this beautiful community.
Yeah. So it is not a requirement. This is an optional thing. We just, one of the members actually asked back in April if we could do something like this, informal, a fun opportunity, just to have an informal networking night where people will just talk and chat and get to know one another. So we will be in a sectioned off area of the restaurant, and it is informal. So we'll have maybe one opening kind of circle, but other than that, it's just an opportunity for people to mix and mingle on us. Appetizers and soft drinks and tea and coffee on us. Did that answer your question, Rosa?
Sorry, I muted myself. No, yes, no, it's perfect because it's nice to get back out there and even mingle and say hi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our June 8th Giving Circle meeting is going to be in person as well. So that'll be an amazing opportunity to get to see all of us in 3D, the talking heads on the Zooms for the last year. We're very excited about using the space at the Irish Club. They're very excited to be hosting us. So it's like two communities within the community working together. So that will be lovely. They have a nice space. Our sponsors will have little displays set up as well, so you can get to know them. You'll get to hear and see from the committees in person. So I'm really looking forward to that, to feeling the warmth of the people. I know that there are some people who have communicated they're not quite ready yet, and that's totally fine. We will come up with a solution for the people who can only join online to still hear the pitches from the charities and to vote electronically. Those of us at the meeting on Wednesday night, June the 8th, you're gonna get a voting card, and you'll fill out your voting card and hand that in, and we're going to go old school by tabulating some of those votes by paper, and then others who are not there will have either sent their proxy vote in, or they can vote electronically with the method that we've been using in the 3 previous Giving Circle online meetings. Anyone else have any questions, comments, feedback, thoughts?
What time is the June 8th Giving Circle? What time?
Our meetings are always 7:30 to 8:30, and they will always happen on a Wednesday evening. The doors will open at 7 p.m. and the doors will stay open until 9 p.m. So there'll be a half hour beforehand and a half hour after. And at the Giving Circle meeting, we will also have tea, coffee, soft drinks, and a selection of dessert items. So you can come and have an after dinner snack while you mix and mingle and hear from the charities as well. Thanks for asking, Princess.
Welcome.
Does anyone else have any questions, comments? Couple things I'll just add. We're always looking for venues, and this venue that we're going to be using, the Irish Club, came to us through Monica, who is a member, a 100 Women member, and a member of the Irish Club. So I mentioned it casually at the last meeting, and she said, "Oh, well, you can use our space." And so we went for a site visit, and we loved the space. And if anyone knows of any other spaces, that's great. If anyone knows of any people who might be interested in sponsoring, we are also looking for in-kind donations. So if you know of a business who does cookies or desserts, maybe, we can connect with them and either do an exchange of product for advertising, or some kind of exchange for reduced costs, something like that. So just if you know businesses who might be able to help us with keeping our expenses down in exchange for advertising, that's an opportunity we're also looking for. As you may have heard, for the new ladies on the line, we do not the money that you donate as a member goes directly to charity. We do not take any of that money. We don't even see that money. It goes to the charity. So there are costs to running the chapter. And this is where sponsorship and donations come in from people in the community, businesses and such. Did anyone else from the steering team want to add anything? Is there anything that may have brought on another thought for you to share with the ladies on the call?
I would just like to say, if you know of a charity or are familiar with one that you support as well and that may have an immediate need, please talk to them. And as long as they're a registered Canadian charity, our vetting committee can certainly look through the application, and we're happy to support all the charities we possibly can. So please do speak to any charity that you do support, and if you have any questions, just reach out to us.
I also just wanted to add that if you don't want to speak up now, but if you have some questions later, you're more than welcome to contact me. And I'm sure that anyone else on the steering committee would extend that offer as well. If you just want to know a little bit more about how everything works or how it's been so far, you're welcome to reach out individually, and we're available anytime to, and certainly I'm available anytime. I don't want to volunteer anyone else, but I'm available anytime to help answer any questions if you are interested in learning more.
Sorry, I was just offline looking in the background to find that link for the Spotlight membership. I couldn't find it in the few seconds I had, but I will definitely send that. And it is on our social media, but I will send that with the recap of this recording or replay. And if you don't happen to see it and you'd really like to participate, you can always just send an email to info@100womenwhocare, Mississauga.com, and I'll shoot you off the link. We would love to have 100 faces on that member spotlight page, sharing who you are and why you've chosen to join. Xanthe or Louise, Manpreet, any other team members wanted to add anything before we call it a night?
I'm good.
Okay, excellent. All right, well, if there's nothing else in the chat box, I still see there's 4 there. If there's nothing else to answer in the chat box, then we are done for this evening, ladies. We thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you coming out. And for anyone who has any questions, as you heard Aimee say, we are all here to assist, to help, to provide feedback, answer any questions offline, if that's the way you prefer to communicate with us. We're all open that way. So have a good night, and we look forward to seeing you on on May 25th.
On May 25th, yeah.
Or both on June 8th at the Irish Club. Okay, ladies, have a great night. Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Right,
everyone.
thank you.
Good
Bye.
Good night. See you on May 25th.
Yeah.
Good night.